I attended my first winter meeting of the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C., and it was an inspiring 3 days to be with the nation's mayors. It's a very collegial atmosphere, very nonpartisan. Mayors, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, all have, the same issues back home to work on and to try and help their community solve. I learned that all mayors are facing some of the same issues. Again, and there were a lot of urban city mayors there, as well as a lot of mayors who come from university towns, just like Evanston at the conference. And they're worried about, their infrastructure. They're worried about, the economic development in their communities. They're worried about making sure that they attract employers and to attract jobs, to those communities. They're worried about making sure that they've got the investments in public safety so that people are safe. And they're worried about some of the same social issues that we're worried about. The homeless, the achievement gap, educating our children. Certainly one of the things that I heard that I knew nothing about going into the meeting was on opportunity zones. And so the recent tax reform bill, which lots of people have issues with different parts of it, there's one part that seems really interesting and appealing, and it's about opportunity zones, where Congress has created these low-income census tract areas around the United States that governors can submit. And if you're designated, your census tract is designated that, you can take investment into those areas and not have to pay nearly the taxes that you would normally pay if that investment is made over a 10-year period. And it's something that I've brought home, I've brought to our city manager here in Evanston, and that the city of Evanston is going to take a look at. I'm not sure if we have any census tracts that meet it, but it's certainly something that we ought to explore. It's fascinating to go to these meetings with mayors, again, of cities of all different sizes and judge how, Evanston of 75,000 people, a $335 million budget is doing. I absolutely walk away thinking we're punching above our weight. We are doing lots of things that the big cities are doing. And obviously it's a smaller scale here in Evanston, but they have, staffs that are much, much larger, and, they have larger amounts of money they're getting from the federal government to do some of these projects. But we're doing well. I think we're definitely doing well, and I'm surprised by how few things I learned that other cities are doing that we're not doing. We're doing them, they may be on a smaller scale, but we're doing a lot of these things. One of the things that I definitely walked away with is that I think for some of the things that we're doing, we ought to almost name these programs. I think we go off and we do these things, all the stuff that we're doing around equity. And I remember there was one mayor who was doing the same stuff we were doing, but they wrapped it up sort of in this bow of this whole program about leaning in. And it was this whole conversation, for an entire year that this city had about leaning in. And I think there's an opportunity there for us to do that. And I think that builds even greater community support and understanding about what we are doing in some of these areas. I appreciate living in a community that is as engaged as Evanston is, and is working as hard as Evanston is to improve.